I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Now we rock up.
Japanese graffiti artist Gajin Fujita was born in Los Angeles 1972 to Japanese parents. Fujita's work based on the Eastern technique, which include the element of warriors, dragon, geishas, and some other styles. Fujita's works has been widely exhibition at galleries and museums. His first solo exhibition at LA Louvre in Los Angeles named Made in LA, which is in 2011, ran from October 13 until November 12. Also, his current exhibition called Study of Drawing in LA Louvre began from March 13 to April 26 in 2014. According to sources, he is working with mainly Japanese motifs including water, the rising sun, warriors, dragon, and so on. He approaches this traditional theme with an almost light-hearted abandon, often inviting members of his longtime graffiti crew, K2S, to take larger-scale paintings, which he then embellishes with his own paper stencil. His artwork in exhibition not only shows the elements of his Japanese technique, but also include the vibrant street visual. He also used American cartoons as part of his artwork, such as one of his artwork he used Bugs Bunny and Japanese warriors constitute an original artwork, even though they are two completely different styles, but he said it is very interesting. So, culture clash will be the best way to describe his works, and it is also what he wants to show to the audiences.
Fujita was born in 1972. He is first-generation Japanese-American raised in the Boyle Heights neighborhood of Los Angeles. It was in the early and mid-1990s when Fujita joined Hollywood and downtown LA's street art culture. Fujita is a member of two graffiti crews. First is KGB, refers to Kings of Graffiti Bombing, and the other is K2S, Kill to Succeed. He is not like some of the street artists who are just right on the street. He was academically trained in the fine arts with good knowledge and strong skills. In 1990 to 1993, he attended East Los Angeles College, and in 1997 he got a BFA from Altis College of Art and Design. And in 2000, Fujita received a MFA from the University of Nevada, Los Angeles. After that, he came back from school. He was threw away his old drawing, but his mom told him collect all the stuff and gave him an idea to recycle the drawings and pick them up to make collages, because his mom thought that throw away them was a waste and wants him to recycle and be ecological. His mom played a really important role in his art life. His younger brother also starts to do graffiti with him since elementary school. He had exhibitions in California, New York, Texas, UK, Germany, Italy, Greece, and so on. His late Japanese-born father made his living as an abstract landscape painter, and his mom restores Japanese antiques. The style of his work grew from the elements of his environment. In the last few years, he's learned the knack of combining them with traditional Japanese imagery and erotica into a striking whole.
Fujita attempts a novel juxtaposition, inspired by the circumstance of his own life. He pretends to marry the color, vibrancy, and raw graffiti artist bravado of Venice Beach, where he now finds commercial and critical success, with the refined and often symbolic aesthetic of traditional Asian, specifically Japanese imagery. His murals and prints attempt to capitalize on this juxtaposition of East meets West, tradition meets innovation, cultured and refined meets raw and free. His Asian motifs are of characters, die-cut and dropped into geometric word art. I find works like Golden Boy after Kunishu exciting aesthetically. In this and other more modestly sized wood panel illustrations, the artist takes part in the tradition of character illustration while introducing a more liberal, unconstrained aesthetic through the use of modern materials and techniques. In these works, his LA influence imbues the subject with its own contemporary vibrancy. Without dilution of the ancient cultural context, these characters live in a modern world, inhabiting it as persistent but versatile spirits, as opposed to relics crowded out by impatient, loud, and irreverent billboards.
He got inspiration from his background that he is first generation of Japanese and grew up in LA. He works in a variety of styles from traditional Japanese ukiyo-e to contemporary manga, American pop culture iconography, and East LA street life tagging and graffiti. Fujita continues to investigate and expand the relationship between high and low brow art historical movements, while also creating a dialogue between genres. His most inspirational aspect was ukiyo-e. It's a genre of woodblock prints and paintings that flourished in Japan from the 17th century through 19th century. Ukiyo-e was aimed at the prosperous merchant class in the urbanizing Edo period. Depiction of beautiful women, kabuki actors, and small wrestlers, scenes from historical and folk tales, travel scenes, and landscapes, and erotica were amongst popular themes. Fujita was working with familiar Japanese motifs including water, the rising sun, dragons, koi fish, and samurai warrior, and the fervent lover of Japanese antique print. Fujita approaches these traditional themes with an almost light-hearted abandon, and he often invited members of his longtime graffiti crew, K2S, that stands for Kill to Succeed, to tag larger-scale paintings, which he then embellishes with his own paper stencils. The combination of participants invited to work or tag inside these paintings, coupled with the duality of imaginary, creates a larger spectacle that transcends the monumentality of the paintings themselves. Fujita's democratic approaches to the process by which these images are created lends even more power and presence to these already existing paintings.
Gajin Fujita's artwork can be seen not only in the streets but also in museums. Both the street and the museums displayed his talent of being a great street artist. Just like other street artists, Gajin Fujita uses elements of the surrounding area to create his artwork for a particular space. As seen in his 2013 mural Tail Whip in La Jolla, his artwork brings color to the space. Before, it was a wall that most people forgot about when walking by or going to nearby restaurants. It brings character to the space that was not there before. A quote from Street Art, The Transfiguration of the Commonplaces by Nicholas Adelin Rigel on page 249. Public everyday spaces, such as shared spaces, ignored spaces, practical spaces, conflicted spaces, political spaces, make critics attend only to the artist's aesthetic features alone. End quote. In the UT San Diego newspaper article titled Tail Whip Turns Heads, James Shute states, "It was a welcome jolt of energy on the normally sedated Via Avenue." And I quote further in the article, "The vivid colors, the graffiti-like touches, the impeccability rendered Japanese icons, the Old English lettering, the seemingly incongruity of the image whip has all the characteristics that have made Fujita one of Los Angeles' most respected artists." End quote. museums take away from the street art and no longer show what Riegel stated as the true interpretation of the artwork, such as his artwork collection titled Twilight Blush, displayed at the LA Louvre Gallery in 2006. With the piece Burn, makes you question, what is he trying to burn? Clearly we can see a bird that could possibly be a crane or a phoenix with hearts, but we don't know exactly what his message is by looking at the piece alone. Unlike his mural tail whip, we found we could have two messages by looking at the piece. One, we found that he could possibly want people to whip their heads, to do a double take, or to whip the space up with culture and color that was not there before. His artwork doesn't really follow expressionism or realism. It doesn't follow the art rules. So each piece in the museum and the street is unique and displays his talent as an artist.